Hello, this is Precipitator, and in this video I will be going over how to use the Monstrum Extended Settings Mod. Starting off, let's go over how to install the mod. First you want to go B and download the latest release, which you can do by pressing this button, which will then get a zip file in your downloads folder, which you can extract with Windows by right-clicking and pressing extract all. Or if that button is not there, you can use any software like 7-zip or WinRAR to extract it. And you will have this unzipped folder here. So step 1, extract and move the contents of this folder to the root folder / directory of the Monstrum game on your computer. This is where the .exe file of the game is located. You can find this via Steam by clicking on the settings of the game and choosing Browse Local Files. So I've got this up here, and you can right click, manage, browse local files, or alternatively click on this cog, manage, and browse local files. And this will get you your Monstrum root directory up. And this is the exe file here. So as stated, we want to move these things in here or copy. It doesn't really matter. Now, step 2, download partiality launcher.zip from this link here. And I've already got that up here. Let's just refresh to see what you would see. Yeah, this is the latest version, and we need to click on assets and partiality launcher.zip. And that will download the file for you. I have it right here. And as before, it's a zip file and you want to extract it. There's also an older version available at a different link. It has a different interface, but it works pretty similarly. Alright, here I have Partiality Launcher. You can move this folder to a memorable place on your computer. But I'll just leave it here for now. Here, extract partiality to a memorable place on your computer. If you're using the new partiality, launch the executable file called partiality launcher inside the partiality folder. So this is this file here. Click on it and let's run it. Okay, and now we need to press on File and Open Game. Now we need to navigate to Monstrum's root folder, and I've actually already got that up here, but let's say you're not there, just go in this random folder. If you already have this up from Browse Local Files, you can click on this here, right click and copy, or use Ctrl and C, and now you go into partiality launcher, left click, Ctrl V or paste, press enter, and you will end up here. And now you want to double click on the executable file called Monstrum. You can see this menu has popped up. Now you need to tick the box for Monstrum Extended Settings Mod and press apply mod/patches, which is what it says on the new one. On the old version it has a slightly different name. It says apply mods, and then wait until the window mod results appears. So it's busy, and there we go, it popped up in the background. But now we can launch the game. This is basically the mod installed. There are several ways of launching it that I have detailed down here. Yeah, so let's go through the usage instructions. Navigate your file explorer to the root folder on your computer. So if you don't have that up, we can still do this. Browse local files. And now we're here. Now open the text file called mod settings, and now you want to read the instructions at the top and for each setting very carefully. So what you see here is some guidance text. Reading through this is quite important because it will tell you how it works. So here you can see all the settings. The first line will describe setting itself and what the default value is. And if you want to use the setting, like let's say you want the monsters to have no stun immunity, you change this to true and you need to save it. And that will mean the next time you play the game, you will have no monsters stun immunity. Or with any of these other settings that are like numbers, you can just say let's spawn 10 brutes, 0 hunters, 0 fiends. Save it, and then in our next game we'll have 10 brutes, which is actually quite difficult. But anyway, change your settings to what you want, and then you can launch the game in any of these ways, just with standard through Steam. Or if you're in this root directory, you can open this executable file, or if you're in partiality, you can click run game or apply mods and patches and select yes at the window that pops up. And now if a mod is installed correctly and your settings are in the right format, the mod will show confirmation text, and I'll cut to that right now. Okay, now I'm in game, and if you press new game, you will see the text Monstrum Extended Settings Mod version 3.0 active. And that shows you that the settings have been read correctly and that the mod is working. Additionally, there's some new text that will tell you which stage of the level generation the game is at. And as before, the game will just load normally. And at the start, if you don't have crazy settings on, it may not seem like anything special is here, but the settings that you have selected should be in effect if that text shows up. However, if you have an invalid setting, then an error will be shown. So let me quickly select something crazy. Okay, so here I've just quickly edited this line to make it really weird, and now it will say error while reading monster mod settings, fix required. So this means your game will not be working properly and you have to fix this before it will work again. And the monster mod settings, that section, it tells you which part of the mod settings file the error has been found in. There are a few different categories, and that should help you diagnose where the error is. However, if you can't fix it, just go back to your download and get a fresh mod settings file. Or if you don't have the download anymore, download the mod again and replace the mod settings file. Alright, so our next note, let's see how to disable the mod. It's pretty simple. You can set this setting to false, and then it will not be running the mod anymore. Or in partiality, you can untick this and press apply mods and patches again, and that should mean the mod is disabled. But let's leave it installed for now, and I'll go over uninstalling the mod later. But first I'll go over some of these important notes. First, with the settings, some of the settings, like if you're only playing with one monster versus many monsters, then you should restart the game if you want to go from one type of game to the other. Or another big example is if you have multiplayer mode off, you have to switch the game off and change the setting, and then you can restart it again. But if you're in the menu and you select some of these settings, if you change them, and you haven't restarted the game, then the game will break. So any settings that require a restart will have that text in their description. And here's just the tip again: if the game isn't reading your settings correctly, you can download a mod again. Here, important, if you used the previous version, I'm going to assume that most of you are going to be upgrading from a 2.x version, and you must remove the old Monstrum Extended Settings Mod file from a mod folder and deselect it in partiality. And the mod will not work if you select both DLL files in partiality. And I'll set that case up and show you. Okay, so here we're back in the Monstrum root folder mods, and you can see that this spacing is what the 2.x versions used, and in partiality you also see the selected. And now if you want to, I have it here, the new version, you can paste it in as before, go back to the root directory, paste and replace. But now you will see there are two DLL files, and if you are in partiality you'll see, well, it might be that only the top one is enabled. So what you want to do is, well, you can actually just delete the old one, and then you will only have this one here. You select that one, or if you have both, deselect the old one and select the one with no spacing, and that should mean the new version works. And now we don't have much else to go over. It's just some other general information and reporting bugs. If you want to report a bug, you can contact me on Discord, or you can join Team Junkfish's Discord server, or a dedicated server for the mod. And the links are in this file up here. That's one for my server, and this is Junkfish's server. So let's go here. And this is also where you can go if you need additional help installing the mod. This is Team Junkfish server. Welcome. Just be sure to read all the rules when you join, if you're not in it already. And then you can go down to this Monstrum modded channel where I've already put some images of my recent changes. And then you can type any help you need here. Alternatively, you can go into this server, which isn't used very much, but here you can go in the discussion channel or the general channel and talk here. And also, if you're curious about getting newer developments of a mod, like in development versions before the full release, as you can see, this version right here is over a year old, but I have been working and consistently releasing in development versions of a mod in this channel. So if you go on the Team Junkfish server and Monstrum Modded, you can find newer versions, but newer versions of a mod, but they may not be as stable as the full releases. Okay. Now let's quickly go over uninstalling the mod, this section here. And the only step you really need is properties, local files, and verify integrity of game files. And this will check all the files for you. Okay, this is almost done now, and you will see that some files are missing. Actually, in a normal one, there might not be quite that many missing or improper, But once this is updated, the game should be back to normal again. However, if you do want to completely get rid of all the modded files, then there is some more stuff that you have to do that I will go over once this download is finished. Alright, so now the download is done and we can go through the rest of the uninstall list. Step 2, remove the folders from a mod or those created by partiality from Monstrum's root folder / directory. These are mod dependencies, delete, mods, delete, partiality hashes, delete. Okay, now delete the managed folder inside Monstrum data and rename managed backup in the same folder to managed. Now remove the files from the mod or those created by partiality from Monstrum's root folder / directory. These are app ID, console log, exception log, and mod settings. Now uninstall partiality and remove the downloads that you have. So delete all of these. And then after you've done that, close and delete this text file. This one right here. And after that, you will be done with uninstalling the mod and your game should be back to normal. Now, if at any point the game just completely stops working and nothing works, you can try downloading, if the file verification doesn't work, then you can download a new copy of Monstrum from the Steam depot via the Steam console, and there's a guide for that available here. Or of course you can always come here to the Monstrum modded channel and ask for help there as well. Okay, now I will just quickly go through all the installation steps, just in case you were too bored by the slow section in the beginning. First, extract and move the contents of Monstrum 3.0 to the root directory. Here we go. To download partiality launcher and extract to a memorable place. Now open it, run, click on File, Open Game, and navigate to the Monstrum root directory. You can do that by Steam as before. Click on this folder, copy, click on the partiality window, paste, and then you'll be in this folder. Double click on the executable. You'll see this window, then click on the tick box for Monstrum Extended Settings Mod, apply mods and patches, wait for the window to show up. There we go. And then you can edit the game settings in this text file, mod settings, and you change the second line of each setting. The first line tells you what the setting is about, as well as the default value. And make sure to read this at the top to know how to use the file properly. Alright, that is everything. I hope this guide has been useful. I'll just mention it once more. You can go on Team Junkfish's Discord server, Monstrum Modded, for additional help or in development versions of the mod. And I hope you have fun playing with the mod. This is Precipitator out. Thanks for watching.